Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. And we had a bug report a while ago, and I've just been trying to finish the map. So, if I had to guess, it's that the message about the first launcher gets lost in like the loading delay. And there's actually a way to test that because I think you can manually pop it up. Yeah. Now selecting it will kind of identify a launcher. Yeah, okay. So this is a loading delay issue. So we used to apparently used to have something to deal with that, and now we don't. Or it's just a case I never really tested that much because I was always uh, just had a couple here that I was just like reusing. So now we have to understand how the heck this thing works again. So I think draggable is, yeah. People complained that they didn't like the position, so we let them move it around. Or maybe I just did that, I don't know. So the registry is probably what's keeping track of the register and ID. So that's going to be the ID of a launcher. No. Oh, that's for like when we select them, it's like, hey, we might need this. Or it's created event. Oh. All right, so I have to figure out what. Maybe this is what. Maybe the timing on that changed. Let's find in registry. What was target about? At all. Get ready target. Ready, not ready. What did ID? Got actually what I should also add overall structure. The mod info tells us what signs load which key files. We've got live game and we've got options bar, and then we've got our own custom panel. And the text is probably okay. So our viewer isn't even showing us all the files. It's just oh yeah, we've got a lot of files. Some of them are graphics and things, and wasn't enough to separate out. One HTML, one CSS, bunch of JS. Okay, so live game bootstrap. The text is so we can load up the CSS and HTML, I believe. Panel. Ah, these are handlers. 'Cause, 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 'cause wonder if we're hitting some of the stubs on... Well, these are live game events. Can the panel subscribe directly? Well, the panel might not exist. But then we load up live game, and I suspect that option bar, they bootstrap. They're bootstrap. Live game options bar. Oh, right. So. Yeah, it might be getting time for a save again. Yeah, so that panel.invoke toggle parent ID. It's gonna go back to live game, maybe? Probably, yeah. Is it loading? Loading regular image and handling for loading status as well. So that's not nearly as complicated. And what is this boot? Oh, this is probably for the panel. Yeah. So there's all the stock stuff and an R code file. Live game app. Live game is the rest of the code. This is probably going to happen enough that we're already not in galactic war, and it's not an issue. So we think that's it. Oh man, this just handles hello. Maybe we're loading. Yeah, we're probably loading some other files that also install handlers. Oh, and we've got some messages here. Maybe we've still got some leftover debug. Oh, this is... I don't remember publishing the URLs before. Huh. This must actually be returned from the target application. So we're looking at live game. It does kind of make it a little harder to pick names. Like live game would end up being one of the shorter ones, and now I just can't. There it is. Okay. It playing. Right. Says it's from boot. Well, from my live game. Hello panel. API.panels.missile command. Okay, we probably should turn that off when we're done, but oh, then I think we are at this point we loaded up the I think I've got it up here. Yeah. There we go. That also sees a hello, and we have no other. So what actually receives the... Something has to open that when we get a nuclear launcher. That's live game. So we've got panel. The view model, game over detection, visible. Now you see I think the panel exists normally. There should be, and well, I have to see how we're using it. The panel itself. Okay, does not have depend. Specs. So this is just the things we're watching. Hmm. So alerts. This might be what's watching for the missile event. There's ready, there's death. It's not a create. Watch list. Inlers done. That's the previous event. API.panels. I got to a point where I was both done with the thing I wanted to get done, and I had sufficiently in advance that I wasn't pushing back start time. Updated PA and made sure I had my changes repo updated if in case I had to look at something. And I should probably check the to-do list to see if there's anything else I had on there. We can actually figure this out. Does he send everything? That's a watch list. Oh no, there is a payload list.filter for ready death. Unit type nuke. So is that for the missile ready or for the missile itself? Backtracking. It's for the attack command. Is preview window the panel? Show unit pre. Hmm. This only when open? Select by ID. Matching selection. No, that's exposed, but it's not called anywhere. That's that handler show unit. Selection created model show. Hmm. Well, it could also be a little bit weird because I'm in sandbox spectator mode, so maybe that's messing up something. Anyway, what we really want, well, okay, the other thing I'm looking for is missile complete versus launcher built, and I don't remember offhand which of those is which. I guess that's not something to do with ready. And that's ready in my terms. Accu. Unready. Constants ready. Registry created. So missile command events. Is the launcher, and it looks like the target information is the location and planet, so we could like jump directly to it. Huh. So where are we updating launcher ready state dot? Oh, and we actually just polling state dot build target. Poll, well, poll does poll army. Registry dot notice. Poll launchers. Registry dot update. State dot build frac. State dot build target. Okay. So the thing we're looking out for really is missile command events. So first of all, do we even get that? So that is going to be in the missile command panel, I believe. Which that panel ceased to exist, so we have to get a new one. Actually, I might be able to just reload that panel. Really the entire thing. Oh, does that panel exist? I haven't opened it yet. Um, live game missile command or just missile. Live game missile command. Oh, I created a panel object that might not create a game panel. Wait, so what is command.js? There's been bootstrap, which requires this. That's loaded from the HTML. The panel doesn't exist yet. Might not be a place to read that. Okay, so you've got a registry. Don't have a registry. Huh. Maybe there was something in the engine that either I never tested this case well enough, or there was something in the engine that changed message delivery to panels that are just. You got an array 0. So it's interesting that you got something. Although we weren't actually doing that on a creation event, so. And if we reload you, you're still open. How about if we toggle this off? Yeah, it still exists, it's just hidden. All right, and in that case, does it note it? Yes, it does. So it's specifically when we have to add the panel to it. I missed an event. So who loads alerts? Live game loads alerts. Oh, I've got a thing called pending events. That seems like that might be the. Missile command state. Here's your pending events. Oh, I wonder. Actually, I think, what is it, like, slice 0 is a sometimes more common way for that. All right, so panel does not exist. Okay, that was not sufficient by itself. Okay, there's the panel. This would have been in live game. Low panel. So this is a missile command state message. Command state. I want to see what that is. And it has to be in a full reload situation because the panel doesn't exist. And that is probably something that I was never testing. Because why would I do a full reload? Uh, Pending events array 0. Uh, okay. So what does alerts think it's sending? There's pending events queue. Live game. Oh, so actually this is the ping back panels. You know what? Actually, I'm going to not do that just to make sure that it's not clearing it out on me. Pretty sure that these aren't from me. This is actually something that's starting to happen while it's reloading. I've seen that before. Pending events array 0. So that, I think, is where that should have gone. Hmm. It can send a... Okay. Maybe it exists just enough to make it send, but it's not actually ready to receive it. Well, yeah, there's the panel.show, though. Okay, no, pending events is this object, which is also exposed. So that's fine. I should probably here. I think that this is main. Did I redo? Oh, control. Events undefined. Oh no, you're not. I just returned this object, so it pretty much have to be. No, okay, so missile command doesn't exist. Pending events has a thing in it, and now it's 0. That's payload. Oh? So maybe those aren't the same object. Okay, so you're null, so you don't exist. Do we actually update this? Oh, I missed. And control. You've got an object, so that is not actually the same object. As we return? Well, okay. About that. Array 3. Does the hello actually call? I hadn't even called show yet. Okay, so your 123 object. Okay, now it's the same object, but we're doing an equals. The only way to do that with object identity. Yeah, and this does only affect initial queuing. Would be to go for each. Put them in order. Push. There we go. All right, console log. Some of these I might have adopted previous existing logs that were just kind of around for debugging, and I've not actually opened source tracker yet. All right, that needs to get fixed. They also have to update dates and things. Yeah, bye. I have to do shopping this afternoon myself. So that was just an update. Hello, that's kind of fine. Oh, and we need to do that. This was... Oh, this is a set again. Which is actually going to disconnect it from the internal object of the alerts module. That's the only time we need pending events. Is there a thing? I presume there is. It might just not be like super obvious thing. A particular form of slice. Other option would be to make the alerts module pre-declare its return object so it can always do alerts pending events itself. We need splice probably. Changes the contents by removing or replacing it. Start at which to change. The delete count is emitted or its value is equal or larger to blah, all elements. All right, so well, that is modifying the array. So to guarantee that you, so actually this form did work because that was replacing the array, so it was a new array. But yeah, since that's an exposed field, it's probably better not to go replacing the object all over the place. Okay, that is missile command. Hmm. Okay, so is that a new one then? And missile command. Missile command events. Command state. What were you? Live game. So I actually left that one on and I shouldn't have. Starts is fine. We updated that. And okay, we did remove that. Oh, this is... It's informative, but it probably doesn't need to be running in by default. All right, quick check before we change the ID. And I guess I'm going to change the ID. Down here. Wasn't it like... 'Cause there was a thing for show. Forgotten what I hooked up to that. Hmm. Oh, actually, is that... Hover over a launcher to show it in the alert pip. So that might actually be broken. Oh, it's in the alert pip, so follow alerts. No, I've only got one launcher right now. No, something changed there. Well, okay. We'll poke at that in a minute. All right, so this identifier has to get changed back. Because we like having error-prone changes to files when we're testing stuff. Like G build? I mean, it probably still works back there, but we most recently tested again. I feel like the UI tab is overused, but this actually is a piece of UI, so maybe. What we've done right now, so far, is just a bug fix. Fix registration of first built. So is closed. All right, you know what I forgot to do? Okay, good. All right, mod info, identifier. So preview. Panel ID Unit alert dot show preview target. Maybe that's something that changed in base. Oh, you know what? It might not be sending me doing alerts because I'm in spectator mode.
Choose start point. Landing sequence activated.
Okay, might have to have this in alert mode. Uh, might not. It's here. Hmm. Nope. So where is this breaking down? Uh. Well, there's that. Show target, show unit. So where do we? If target, show target, otherwise show unit. Oh, so that's just better location, I guess? Okay, so step one. Did we get to show? And I'm not sure which panel you're from. Step two. What are we trying to show? Now, for these noticed ones, I think we're not going to have this one. Okay, that one doesn't open the window. Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. What did I do? Maybe that was the actual creation event?
Nuclear missile launcher online.
Oh, no, I must have hit that thing. Okay, so that's the actual alert preview. turrets.
Nuclear installation online.
Yeah, there must have been some change there. Okay, so we're not seeing anything here, so these must be missile command things, if they are at all. Show target, show target, show target. That had an actual thing. Yeah, okay, so you've got information. It's just not getting wherever it needs to go. So that's going to go... That's show target. Is standard unit alert in live game. So this actually does push well, no, is that? I think that's standard. Yeah, because that's like that panel. Yeah. Uh, no, not that cache. I don't think I actually got around to copying some. Anyway, I want to use. Clean. Uh, we really only need to be inside code.
Nuclear missiles armed.
Panels that unit alert, query custom alert, unit alert message, acknowledge combat. So did the names change? Unit alert state. Oh, handlers unit alert dot player contact. Well, that was the only one. Did that get removed at some point? The thing I'm looking for is specifically unit alert dot show preview. Which no longer exists.
Wasting metal. Expand your production.
So now we want to ask, did that change? Fortunately, I've got quite a lot of history to go back through here. Is there ways to search and Git? I've not been monitoring this. Well, actually, does GitK do anything? Commit containing, I think this is straight up content search. Adding, removing string, there we go.
Energy storage full.
This might have been a big reformat. That was Titans. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look like anything that actually... So is the prefixing like a automatic thing? No. Does that get automatically resolved to function? Let's look at that string. Actually, that should mean it should be in the code, right? It's in Titans. Unfortunately, it... Oh, does that actually... Is that actually pre-Titans?
Missiles are ready to fire.
Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me which file it's in. Git grep. Files in your working directory. Git log searching. But when it exists, there was entry. Git log minus search. Well, once again, this shows you commits. History of the function or line. What the bounds of the function are. Yeah, well, that's specific stuff. I want the file and the commit where it changed. Is that too much to ask? Well, I guess I know it. I don't know if it's supposed to be live game or like unit alert. Media. Like a white space changer. I guess all media UI. Game, live game. Well, is this the change from media directory? Or so if it changed there and it's not present here. Well, I guess we kind of need to go to first principles and see what live game unit alert. Maybe it was just a live game planets. Live game unit alert. Mouse enter. Root.show preview. Well, that's the HTML. That's referring to its own object. Handlers.watchList. Custom alert. Process custom alert. Build spec list. Ready to finish. Panel invoke. Process custom alert. Special weapon lost. Constance watch type. Special weapon. Okay, so it's not that one. Now unit alert panel invoke is a little bit of a different thing. Unit alert dot query custom alert. Maybe that's what invoke is doing. Player comment panel invoke get alert summary. CSS HTML. And there's unit alert itself. So maybe Titans just remove that feature? All right, so we want to, that would be Titans. Ah, here. Okay, so we're going to have to come back here. Yeah, I guess I could have done ampersand. Oh, I only said that, so don't read the tags. Yeah, check out 16 AFD. What was it? Unit alert show preview. Uh-huh. That was a live game. Show alert preview. So let's see if that has any corollary. Also, this, maybe they refactored it into here. Yeah, okay, so show preview ends up calling this as well, so that might be another way to find it. Preview.show. A different preview. Wait, what the heck is preview? Is this oh, this is an API thing. What kind of API would that be? No, because it would be API dot. What's ax syntax for word only? No, it would be Z if it was. No, it exists at least once. Oh, wait. Match hole ultra only. That's something else. Bug. Match only whole words with. Oh, it's B for boundary. So I was thinking B. Window.preview. Live game JS preview. Preview.show. So are you part of live game or are you just a global thing? Build bar, control bar, planets, units alert. Control group bar, build bar. So are you like the interface that goes and talks to it, or are you the panel itself? Show on element, jump. Show a preview on a holodeck. Okay, so that is sending messages. So what we might have to do is go to our HTML. What was the format for this? Okay. I feel like I got two there. And you have that right before your main script. Hmm. So all of these are HTML that are using dot slash. That might work for us. But we had that's not new. Oh, right, this actually is on missile command. Uh, hello. Okay, so it might be having problems. Oh, it's having problems. Did that create a... Okay, so that's not a fluke? No, it's not a fluke. So that'll be not found. Oh, maybe it was already a not found. What the heck did I just do? Um, Okay, we updated our mod info back to dev. Maybe something got confused in changing the files. Like I changed versions and maybe... Oh no, it... Great. There's an actual syntax. Will you perchance tell me what the heck your problem is? No, you won't. Oh, this is a local file. Oh, yeah, right, because it's active. This is active only. That's that. Okay. Yeah, I tested it right before I committed. And it was still working then. It may have been in the spectator game.
Landing sequence activated.
Okay then. Maybe testing something else out to try and that problem. Your missile command. Console log, console log, console log. All right, this has to be .dev. Okay. It got broken by console logs. Anyway, let's see if we can get this to work. Okay. That's one of those weird ones. Do you have any errors? Failed to load resource, not found. Okay, so that is doing it relative to missile commands. There's something different about how it loads the base game stuff. Oh, those might all be variations of live game. So, from the live game perspective, it has all its sub files. Huh. What is that path going to be? Well, your co UI mods. So you're going to be like co UI? So UI main game live game JS. Okay, no errors. And I think it was like show. So you've got a request, which might be a different format. Show alert preview in live game. Self.show pips, preview holodeck. Oh, wait, you're something different. Oh, you actually handle the preview shows. Okay. Oh, so maybe preview.show is the equivalent I was looking for. That's a simpler fix. Let's try that first. I think you're in this window. Guys, we haven't done anything with this save yet. Nope, okay. Well, that was not great.
Metal storage full. Build more units. Nuclear missile launcher online.
Yeah, that would only be in nuclear mode, right? Okay, so that is insufficient. Now, our format may have changed. You seem to be the thing actually handling that request. Request.target and request.placement. Boy. So what about the preview code? Is that anything better? Target, target, placement, placement. That's placement. Target is what?
Wasting energy. Expand your production.
Placement. Align element, align deck. Slideshow delay. Control group zoom. Quest. Target, target. Target.zoom. Look at player if no. Well, location, planet ID, those are things I'm using, I think. So when we do this, dot target zoom, dot ID. You've got a target, and we decided target was like location. It was location, show unit. Missile command polite show unit, which is own thing. Show unit preview, which was duplicating a lot of. Hey, Crafty Dog. Oh, so that actually selects and then tracks. I think we determined that in circumstances we've got a location here.
Metal storage full. Build more units.
So maybe our format is off. Okay, so that's determinable. In your preview, so I think you're still in here. Now, this one might no longer have, yeah, okay. No? We only showed it once, though. The show target, I guess it got a location from that. So that's what it thinks it's passing. Live game. Show alert preview. Oh, do I have to pass? I might have to do target as a sub-object with no explicit placement. Which no, you were calling a bunch of their API. Okay, so you actually picked that up. Okay, so that's the first one, and then target information, but you're still not happy. Okay. No alert preview request. Preview.show. I might have to be modifying some core code to see what it's actually, if it's getting it and what it's getting. So this looks like target placement. Now, what is it? What does it expect in target? Control group. Oh, Planet IDX. That might be. But is that the same as Planet ID? Oh, API.camera.lookat. But what does placement do? Yeah, there's a bunch of other context here. Oh, I didn't put you into alert mode. No, that hasn't changed. Get planet anchor. Yeah, it's possible that that can handle planet IDs directly. What else do we pass into? Request. Target. Well, that's preview.show itself. That's jump. Group zoom. Show in pip. Zoom. Their contact map. That's a player. Location, planet ID. Zoom. Well, we can follow it a little bit. Uh, you in game. Yeah, I mean, really. Well, okay, there's a lot more files in this one. Got all that. All right, live game. Are we even getting the request? Okay, it actually did get this. Target object, placement object. Oh, that was just the planet preview. Cannot read property holodeck of undefined. Okay, so I could have just been looking at this window and seeing that I'm not passing it the proper thing. Okay. Placement equals request dot placement. Was placement dot holodeck. Oh, they're okay. It has a hook for holodeck, but they're doing a blind fetch into placement. Placement dot panel name. Oh man. Function self return self plus placement dot holodeck or self dot preview. If it's self dot preview, then we've got like panel name offset. Oh boy. This got a lot more complicated. The problem is I do need a certain degree of differentiation in like show what. Because otherwise I think, well, let's go back and look at live game. Because this all resolves down to api.camera.lookAtTarget. But we don't want to do that in the main view because there's no context given here. We have to do, yeah, we have to do this kind of. And this handles all of that, but you have to give it something to say. Preview itself. We want things that are other things. What's holodeck? The function. Okay. Oh, so you actually don't have a holodeck argument.
And your production.
Live game planets. Well, you're a planet. I want something more like, yeah, like a unit alert. What do you use? Well, you've got a holodeck again. Planet, unit alert. Wait. Oh, the string pips 0. But you also don't specify that.
Reasoning energy.
The holodeck can exist and it can be null. It just the keys have to exist. So this is a unit alert. So this is what we expect for a unit alert. Now this is going to the preview show function. How much of that do we need? Target, timer, show an element. Placement.element. Oh, you're doing element stuff. No, other one. That one. Yep, and grab it. No, that's planets. I want unit alert. Get alert target. I might just need holodeck.
Metal storage full. Build more units.
Because you are, well, I guess that was technically, if it's not passed, it would be undefined. That's calling a different API. So this is what missile command. Eh. Need to reload missile command to get the new code. I guess I can watch that, see if I did anything. No target. Live game and cannot read property div of undefined. So are you also looking for element? Holodeck. Function of self returns self. Self.holodeck. So something else is fixing up that nil holodeck. Maybe it's preview? Jump. If target and holodeck. We just don't do it. That element. Hmm. Oh, you're making a new request. Okay, preview.share request. The actual request to this doesn't have a holodeck still. And that's an actual message. Okay. Well, the other thing we saw was it was like pip 0 as a string. That's back in missile command again. Aha. Okay, that doesn't sure this is actually in alert mode, but oh well. All right, so we change that. That's missile command. Fire. Okay, we didn't actually end up using that thing. We didn't actually end up using all of this fancy stuff. Don't need you, don't need you. We had to change. Oh, the hide working. Okay, the show is working. Maybe I have to say which one I'm hiding. Self.preview.div.hide. Maybe it's not pip 0? Self.pips. Deck.e. This dot is preview. Self.preview. Oh. So hide alert preview always hides the preview div. So maybe I want this. Not read property div of undo. Self.preview. Self.pips. Hmm. Now self is the model, right? Model.pips. It's an HDEC. It has a dollar div, but not an underscore div. Well, you don't have an underscore div either. Oh wait, what's this? No, the pips was fine. Now we're having this. Okay, clipping. Preview holodeck equals self.preview. API panels, panel name. That's show. Oh, if it equals preview. I thought that defaulted to that, but now we want panel name. Oh, maybe I get a... Okay, okay. I think I see what they're doing here. I think it's missile command. Check that. Panel ID equals missile command. Cannot read property 0 of undefined. Self.preview, panel offset, API panels, placement.panel name. Oh, maybe I have... No, there it is. It's got a div. Oh, maybe you have to like provide a preview? Div.offset. I spell panel name. Panel name. Panel name. Well, I need some context here. Oh? Oh, that was break points, not break on errors. Oh, does this not support break on errors? Okay, fine. Is that the next valid? No, that's that button to disable. Okay. Placement. Panel name. Well, maybe I misspelled missile command. Watch expression made by this. All right, missile command. It's definitely visible there. That's kind of hard to read. Oh, well, that's just as hard. Uh, okay. Doesn't have an arrow. Nope. That's a panel. That's a div. And we've done, okay. I don't have any help here. Step over. Step one. Oh, step into. I wanted to step over that. Do we have panel offset? Oh, is that the error? Okay. jQuery fun. It had found one. For an object. You seem to be doing just fine. Okay. I see how this is going to be. Hmm. Need to see what it's actually happening. Or is this too many variable initialization? I guess I should. Oh, do I still have breakpoint there? It jumped around. I guess if it stops, it'll stop, and we'll. Uh, um. Property 0 of undefined. Okay, we've got panels. We've got a panel. We've got a div. I didn't do the jQuery object of that. Can it read property 0 of undefined? Oh, placement. Geez. It's more than one thing called offset. So if you do preview, it expects all of these other fields. Which we're going to have to figure this out. There's no, like, just do it option. Hmm. Well, that'll reload this command. Okay, yeah, that's not good. The problem here is you could, well, it's going to grow downward in general. So probably that's a good place. So is this perchance offset in control bar? So that would presumably be above it somewhere. That's offset. All right, get me into missile command. We only have to reload that. Oh. Oh. That was a leftover. Now how does that scale?
Nuclear installation online.
Like, do I have to be mindful of how wide we are?
Nuclear missile installation complete.
Tall we are? Yeah, I kind of do. Actually, the way this is right now, I should be doing it to the side. That prevents you from doing this. Well, like drag is a little bit messed up too. Maybe I have UA scaling on? But if its default position is over here, and this stuff doesn't respect size. Actually, I have no idea what align deck. Well, no, I can see what it's doing. It's panel offset left plus placement offset plus align deck times the preview holodeck width and height. Okay, so if you're placing the upper left coordinates, for instance, you'd want to offset it by the width of the holodeck. This is a straight up width, which we probably got a CSS width for min width and missile.
Metal storage full. Build more units.
I guess it's going to be 260. Oh, yeah, it was a little bit of lag there. Interesting. Now, I don't know that I ever calculate height. I mostly just rely on the HTML for that, so I don't think I know how big my window is.
Wasting energy. Expand your production.
Okay. Where are we now? Identifier, all that stuff, preview hide. Update, preview pip API. I guess they changed it Titans, and I just never used it. Okay. I mean, I won't promise to ask anything, but or answer anything, but so this is something I did. I mean, admittedly in a very different meta. To keep track of all your missile launchers. So as like these are still building, this one's ready to go. So in part, just keep track of them, and then you can select them. That will also select. No, that is all, and then as an attack, we'll set you up, and we'll queue the next one, which we only have one ready right now, so that's not as useful. But if you've got a lot, you can just go boom, 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 boom. Actually, have planets that are worth building navies.
Nuclear missiles are ready to fire.
There are a bunch of map packs.
Nuclear missiles armed. Nuke missiles are ready to fire. Nuclear missile armed. Nuke missiles are ready to fire.
I don't know if there's anything like as a mod that would affect
Nuclear missiles are ready to fire.
like planet generation. I think there might have been like there might have been one mod that allows you to have some more customization in like random planets. So maybe there would be an option for like water planets or something. Oh yeah, so there's all the map packs. And then there's like the community map packs. And it doesn't actually show up their planet anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what that mod's name was. Awesome system generator. So yeah, you could definitely find naval maps in the map packs. I think the entry point for that is the community map pack. Probably got it installed. Probably. Well, no, actually I turned that one off. system sharing. And then that ends up loading in all of the other map packs. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about planets. Planets that are worth building navies on. I mean, I guess that could be balanced, but maybe you can yeah, so that has and actually the map packs probably depend on this. But awesome system generator. Okay, which we brought up here. Let's specify number of planets. Actually, oh no. Okay, some probability, but it doesn't look user controllable. Hmm. Yeah, that's all map gen stuff. So you can check the map packs, you can play around in the system editor yourself, but nothing's going to modify it at runtime. So probably you're going to want to look into. There's a bunch of map packs. If you, some of the recent forum posts have been about the ones that are currently being updated, but I mean the old maps are still there and probably still pretty good. There's a there's a mapping channel on Discord, where people discuss some of them sometimes. Yeah, admittedly I don't hardly ever do PA anymore, but I still will eventually get around to fixing things. But yeah, either map packs or making your own systems. That's really more of a data thing than a mod thing per se. I mean, well, these are in the mods, I guess, but they're really just, eh, they're just giving you a bunch of worlds you can load. Okay, so we have done that, and can we, while we're here, fix the positioning? I'm assuming that's going to be a scaling issue, which I haven't dealt with scaling in a long time. Do I attempt to deal with it now? Would say no.
Starting location.
That determines when it starts. I guess the draggable. Where do we actually update the location? Hmm. Oh, move dragging. Okay. So it's in panel. Stop dragging, move dragging. Panel X. Observable. Only set in the one plate. Hmm. Right. This might be a UI UI scaling thing. I don't remember how it's implemented today. But there might be a disparity between our click coordinates and our actual display coordinates because of the dragging. Yep, auto launch. Oh, okay. So actually this is like some delay. If I just grab it and move, it takes it a while to register the start. Hmm. Drag mode might just be a CSS class. Yeah, that's the color. Drag timer. Start dragging. You get that. Okay, so that's the trigger. Oh, there's an explicit 300 millisecond wait there. Why did I do that? Was that the you've been holding long enough to drag? No, actually, you call this. Okay. On mouse down, start dragging. Okay, yeah, that is the you held it down long enough. So on start, we set a timeout for drag mode. And what we don't have is the original drag coordinates. Move dragging, event.client. I have to save that somewhere. I mean, I guess part of the answer is wait until it does that. Problem is we have event capturing.
Wasting metal. Expand your production.
Uh, that's move dragging. That's your start dragging. Handlers.missilepan dragged. The other start dragging gets hooked up. It's just on mouse down. Drag ball. Does one missile command drag on start. And then move dragging is while that is on, capture the move. Okay, so you do have a start dragging. It does have an event. Oh, yeah, you're start dragging this, which is the 300 milliseconds. You know what? You probably get an event. I just wasn't using it. Oh, draggable. Or missile commands. This is going to be that panel. And it has to send some messages back, I believe. Get its coordinates. Oh, I have. I think client. I was using client. So that. How do we make this all work together? So the window has a mouse down.
Expand your production.
That goes to draggable. Draggable has an event, which if it fires, it goes message to you. Panel messages get prim. I believe they do. That's panel invoke. Yep. So draggable.
Energy storage full. Build more units.
This is going to be the original event that started dragging, which doesn't actually tell us what our current location is. Oh, I just wasn't using. Where did I add that now? Anyway. Okay, so we've got last X, last Y. Oh, move dragging. That gives us our initial position. When we start moving. Invalid selector state. Element type button does not support select. Okay. Well, that isn't that interesting. So by adding events to that, start dragging. Yes. No, we verified that you got an event. Verified that panel. Actually, where does panel run? Oh, your client coordinates might not be comparable. That's the case. Yeah, panel runs in live game. Let's just see what we get. Oh yeah, if that's like a jQuery object, I might have to strip that down. Oh, also, this means I have to reload the whole thing. Because it's a live game chain. Live game. Not getting anything. In command. Hmm. What have we changed? We'd added event panel message. If it's anything, it's going to be the direct event in Draggable, which we added an EV2. Yeah, so you're draggable. So that changes the selection behavior. Browsers. Missile command on mouse down. If you, or maybe mouse down has multiple arguments. Oh, I could be cheeky and do this. Pull out arguments. Variables in here. BigQuery.event. Yeah, specifying a parameter changes the handler behavior. Uh, Now, I might actually not want to pass. Actually, yeah, I probably don't want to pass a jQuery object over a panel. I mean, actually, did I didn't test not passing this over. Maybe the attempt to stringify it is what actually caused that. Or whatever they're doing to send it over. Ah, okay. So it was actually the attempt to pass that object to whatever they're doing to serialize it. So we actually need to be a little bit more circumspect about what we send here. Now, I don't. I think the reason I do this might be that these coordinates aren't translatable. Because that's going to be the coordinates side of. Well, we do it. We potentially have other coordinates. Console.log ev. And was that actually the right thing I wanted? Client X, client Y. And when we get a move, are these things? Oh, I need to separate. I mean, these are going to be in different process. Are there any coordinates that are in any way relatable here? Okay, so you get coordinates like 404, 384 with screen coordinates and okay, offset is the same, page is the same. Screen X, screen Y is they're a bit different, more like 300, 200. And you get coordinates like 222, 210, 164. Yeah, so this is the problem we have. The only way I could see doing this is to send every click in here immediately just to register the position. And for what I'm guessing is a fairly minor mod, that no one's complained about this feature. I don't really know if that's worth it. All right, so that actually gets updated from my other computer where I have some build scripts. Then we'll have to see when it can get updated in the mod repository. Well, I'm kind of running out of time to look at. Do I have any other PA stuff? Da, da, okay, that was the only high priority. Oh, I should probably turn off dev mode if indeed this thing is even. Put that in memory like that. So that, and then this is all updated, so those gone. That should be the end of the PA stuff for now. That is the only urgent mod fix I've got at the moment. Although at some point I need to go back into the forums and, well, I need to figure out what mods I updated when I couldn't log into the forums and post update. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to change gears now. I want that one. I will be on for a little bit longer, but I'm not going to be programming and I'm not going to be doing PA. I'm going to be getting some exercise doing some Step Mania. So if you're here for coding your PA, thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you sometime in the future. If you'd just like to hang out, I will be back in a few minutes. I am going to drop the stream to change some bitrate settings, and then I'll take a few minutes to set up the pad. But I will be back in a little bit. Bye.